Episode 12, it is here. Um, 1-2-1-2. Unfortunately, the circumstances that we're coming in on 12-1 is it's a little tough. It's a little tough to handle. Obviously this is after the Nuggets have beaten the Lakers in a sweep. Um, I didn't see that happening. I think we both had Lakers in 6. So don't be getting on me too much and acting like you saw this
Yeah,
all along because you didn't. So don't even go there. So um, but yeah, we'll just react to that right away. Dan, what are your thoughts on the
yeah. The
Lakers
sweep,
being victimized
the victim,
by the Nugget
victimized.
by the Nuggets?
Look, man. I guess victimized is one way to put it. Yeah, we didn't see this coming. Did not see it coming. LeBron, he had the closeout game. Not we didn't think it'd be a closeout game, but he had the closeout game. We were kind of waiting on all series. Um, yeah, really the only thing to take away from that series, Jokic obviously moves on. Congrats to Joker and all that, Denver and all that, going to the finals. On the day, I think Melo retired that day of, so I guess that's pretty big too. One of your franchise players, you get the gist of it. But yeah, facts, salute, or three to the head. I forget which one you were doing.
That's
But
that's what I was doing.
LeBron, he immediately started talking about, I have some decisions to make in his deep brown voice.
I don't
um,
buy it.
yeah,
The
man.
cat.
I think they're just he either wants Kyrie. People are already starting to speculate or whatever, but I think he's just gonna let them speculate and he's gonna go off and do his own off-season thing and be LeBron, be a dad, all that stuff. But the thoughts that he is making towards basketball, I'd imagine he's kind of just planning out his like farewell tour from the game already. He's already scored. He made number one. This season was huge for him. From where they started, didn't even think they were gonna make the playoffs. Kind of looked like a playout. It was gonna play out like last year, just to be a disappointment. And they came in through the play-in tournament, the 7th seed. Went through a lot of
Like I
ups and
said,
downs. Yeah. Hey, that was a
I
good
was
call
right
out.
about
Was a good
that.
call out. So I think he's just gonna like take some time, you know, get this season out and stuff like that. Reflect. Any human after a long, it's just like you after school, or like any student after school, or any adult after their job or whatever. They come home from a long week or they have a break or whatever. They're just like, wow, I just, you know what I mean? Things of that nature. I don't want to go through this again, or maybe I don't want to go through this again, but you know what I mean? It just
It's taxing.
reflect. Yes, it's taxing what he did, especially how much he holds for that team. So we'll see where LeBron takes this, but I don't imagine him going on this deep of a run by himself again. I think that's why he said he was just gonna have some thoughts to strictly about basketball, or maybe take some time away from basketball, or whatever he said. He can't do it anymore. Not like Cleveland Bron, not like Miami LeBron. He needs teammates to step
Bubble
up. So
LeBron.
yeah, not like Bubble Bron, none of that. He needs his guys to step up. Anthony Davis, the averages will look good because he went off for 40 every other game, but going missing in between when in between the series, the games of the series when the Lakers needed you to be their best player, it's not cool, man. Not cool at all. Left Bron out to dry, kinda. So I guess LeBron's kind of just looking for some consistency in free agency or whatever that may be. A little bit of a roster switch up. He wants the Lakers front office to do their job. I used to always tell you they don't want to do their job. He wants them to do their job. He doesn't want to be Lee GM. He wants to be LeBron a player, and he wants to compete for a championship. Focus solely on that instead of all the other outside narrative stuff. So this season for the Lakers, it was a learning experience. It wasn't complete loss. There was a lot of W's in there. You fought back. I will say. Not in the finals, not in the conference finals, but you fought back. I'm gonna leave it at that. Go ahead, Cook. Say what you gotta say. I know you got a lot to say.
First things first, if you would have told me after we made the trade or even before the trade that we'd go to the West Finals and get swept, I would have taken that.
That's what I'm
This
saying.
was I've always you always like thought I was the type of fan that was thought if you don't make the finals, then it's always a failure. This is not that type of situation at all. This is a complete success, in my opinion, as it should be viewed for everyone, in my opinion. To go through the play-in tournament, win the play-in tournament, become a 7 seed, take down the Grizzlies. Even though the Grizzlies, last stuff going on, they're still 2 seed. They still won, I think, most of their games when they didn't have Ja in general. So you can't even really use that as an excuse. Defeated the defending champion Golden State Warriors, I guess the father figure for the league for the last 10 years. So to be able to beat them, that's another plus. And to just get to the Western Conference Finals and compete every single game. I mean, Nuggets are clearly the better team.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
on paper and in the game, that's not, you can't even argue that. But they didn't give up in the entire series. They weren't like the Celtics, which we'll get into a little bit later. They fought every single game. They could have won arguably any of those games. Series could be still going on. I'm not saying they could have swept the Nuggets, but I'm saying they could have won maybe 1 or 2 in those 4 games that they did play. But yeah, as for LeBron, he put up a signature LeBron half, but that's all he can do now. He can't do a full game. He can only do a half. I mean, that's just father time catching up to him. His press conference ending, I always thought the media should never, I guess, be able to interview 10 minutes after the game. I think it should be at least like a half hour after the game. I mean, I think all those comments about, he's got a lot to think about in retirement, I think that's just all in the moment in his head, thinking like he knew he couldn't really do it all. So he's like, oh, like this is just another example of, oh, I should hang it up here now or in a year or whatever. I think that was just what he was thinking in the second half, and then he verbalized it at the end of the press conference. So he'll be back next year. He'll play with Bronny. He'll play for another 2-3 years, but he'll definitely have like a D Wade, like, oh, this is my last year, like farewell tour. He'll definitely announce that before the season starts. But
farewell tour gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy.
I mean, every single game will be on ESPN or TNT.
Yeah. Oh,
but Brady had the same situation too. I mean, the last few years of his career, he was talking about it every year. Like, I'll have to reassess at the end of the year. I'm getting older. I have to, make sure not physically if I'm okay, because physically LeBron could still average 20 in the league. Tom Brady could still average, 4,000 yards and 35 touchdowns or whatever and be in the playoffs. But mentally, are you there? I think that was the key thing, I think, for Brady, and that's the key thing for LeBron too. Mentally, are you willing to do all the sacrifices that you did in the past for another year 22, year 23? It's just, you have to fully commit to it too. So LeBron's not the type of person to just half-ass it and just I guess I'll play or whatever. No, if LeBron's playing, he's playing to win for a championship. So but as for like the rest of the Lakers, AD being AD, I got a big thing I want to drop about the AD situation, but I'll leave that for the off-season video. So just know I got a lot to say about AD, so I'm not giving him a pass. But as for Austin Reeves and Rui, who are free agents at this off-season, I think we need to bring both of them back and not take Kyrie, in my opinion. I don't want to be another Westbrook situation, not with his ability to mesh, but his ability to be on the court and having no bench. I mean, you saw the first half of the year, we had not a single bench, no Rui, no D'Lo, no Vandy, no Malik Beasley. We had no Mo Bamba, like none of that. So I'd rather stay pat and find stability rather than try to go get the third star, which we already did, and we had to blow up our future for Westbrook. So those are my initial thoughts on it.
I think it's a good approach, or good perspective on the Kyrie good early perspective on the Kyrie situation. And Kyrie, he just came out and said some things like, don't believe in media or wherever, like all this speculation already on where I'm going, dude. I'm a free agent. I'm gonna take my time.
Let him be.
I don't
Let
think
him
it's
be.
gonna
Let
take
him.
time because they're gonna cut something out. They're gonna have something already made for his deal. beforehand. But and he also said that he's announcing his new shoe deal soon. So a little side tangent, my bad.
Like with, is it just that's news to me? Is that with like
A shoe company, I guess. It's not Nike, not named Nike. So
maybe like a D-Way, like anti type of situation? Maybe Reebok
honestly,
gets back into basketball.
if it is, that'd be kind of cool. I feel like he is gonna try and do something like that and make his own like sneaker brand or something. Because I haven't seen anything like Puma or
Shaq
any other
and
brand.
ones.
Yeah. Hey man, people love Kyrie's, so I feel like he'd get customers. We'll see. But neither here nor there. The Nuggets move on to the finals. For the entirety of the year, were they the 1 seed in the West? Not the
I
entirety of
think
the year.
no, from like December 10th or something, they were the 1 seed like through the
So
whole
who
regular
finished out the
season.
one? Who finished out as the one this year? I forget. Was it
It's
them?
like the overall best record
No,
in
the
league,
West.
or Nuggets were. They had the
Yeah.
1 seed from the December something all the
And
way
then-
till obviously now.
Yeah, okay. We always kind of like thought of them as probably the most complete team or like well coached team in the league. Just consensus like throughout the rest of the entirety of the year, and it never really fluctuated with them. I don't know if Jokic missed a little bit of time. Some guys missed some time here and there, but for the most part, they were healthy, consistent throughout the entirety of the year. And now they're in the NBA Finals. So to say that it's a surprise to see them get this far, I guess it's kind of a stretch. But that's just because in hindsight, you know, it's always 2020. But looking back, is this finals run? Do you think it's easier because of the seeds they matched up with? I feel like I mean, other than Phoenix, the Lakers were a 7 seed, but they had LeBron also. You know what I mean? So
I think the West was really wonky this year. Like, I mean, 7 seed
And
beat a 2
Minnesota.
seed. Minnesota was fighting. I think they took 2. Did they take 1 or 2 games on
they just
the
took
Nuggets
one.
or something?
Only one.
They
were
took
taking
1.
4.
But I mean, 6 seed Warriors beat the 3 seed Kings too. So, I mean,
Yeah, go ahead.
next year the West will be more like a normal I guess year. Like, I think the 2 seed and the 3 seed will be better than they were this year, in my opinion. I mean, Lakers weren't even really a 7 seed. They were playing like a 6 seed. I mean, I think it was like 4 through like 12 like had a chance to fluctuate like the last like 2 or 3 weeks. So really the seeding didn't really matter as much in that point. It was all matchup based on really who you played. Maybe Lakers could have beaten the Suns with how much it was relied on D-Book and KD. I mean, I didn't think it was gonna be that bad. CP3 went down too, but I think the Nuggets were just the most consistent team in the West. But they were also the best team in the West. They had the high ceiling, and they were consistently at their highest point. So they're a worthy, you know, finals contender.
Yeah. What you brought up about the seeding and stuff like that and how mixed match they were, I didn't agree with the point, but I was seeing some people already jumping on the train to discredit this, the run or whatever. It's kind of BS, man, if you ask me. Just because of the seeding or whatnot of who they face, you can't penalize them for being the 1 seed and being matched up with the 8 seed. Like, that's just how it's always been. That's how it's supposed to go. And them facing the 7 seed or whatnot, team still had LeBron James and Anthony Davis on that team, and they were healthy, present for the entire series. So they didn't play scrubs. Definitely didn't play scrubs. Played KD.
I mean, you can just look at the Eastern Conference. I mean, 8 seeds basically going to the finals.
NBA
So
finals.
they're NBA teams. They're not this isn't JV. This isn't, you know, D2 college basketball.
Yeah.
I mean, no offense to those leagues. I mean, but it's just not it. I mean, the
Yeah,
NBA
you're
players, the
NBA.
NBA caliber coaches. I mean, you're playing the best of the best.
Yeah, makes sense. Speaking of Miami, things like that. I know
Amy
we just
Butler.
alluded to them.
Amy
yeah,
Butler.
Game 4 was just yesterday. Took an L, close L. Boston kind of pulled away at the end. So score wasn't as close as it was. But still, Miami's looking like they're gonna get past them. Boston's talking about we're gonna take it one game at a time. We're gonna come back 3-0 and stuff like that. I don't know how legit that is. Haven't they been pretty bad at home too? Or was
They've
that
lost.
just a regular season thing?
I think they've been like mediocre at home. They've lost every single game at home to the Miami Heat. So, yeah. I think the Hawks beat them in Boston too, early first round.
So
Sixers won in Boston too. You can win in Boston. I'll flat out say I think it'll end in next game. I don't think the Heat are gonna play around next game. I don't think they're playing around this game, but Celtics were just on fire with threes. I think that's what it's gonna come down to. Whoever makes the more threes in the games is gonna win the game. I mean, I don't want to put it as simple as that, but every single team that's made the most threes in this series has won each of those games. So that's what I'm gonna base it off of. Just watch the 3-point line. Whoever makes the most threes is gonna win the series.
And Boston's game plan is pretty much that's just Missoula's game plan, kind of just outmatch teams, man. They got great shooters on the team, so just shoot it, let that thing go from 3.
Kind of like a Mike D'Antoni, Houston Rockets kind of
pretty much
mentality.
They try and get everybody else the ball and stuff like that. But I mean, when it's closing time, they pretty much just give it to Tatum, have everyone else move out the way, which makes him super beatable. But we're seeing it now. But still, Boston for the most part, they've been doing pretty good with that. Derek White, he stepped up his play a lot. He's playing good. And Miami, they got, I forget how many undrafted guys from the G League or whatever, bro, but they got
like nine.
coming out the woodworks. Caleb Martin averaging, I forget, like 18, 19 points. Gabe Vincent just scored 29 the other night. They got Kyle Lowry coming off the bench, paying him $30 million to come off the bench, and Gabe Vincent is in his stead, doing what he should do, picking up his production. It's just the next man up philosophy. Udonis Haslem esque philosophy. It's not Spoelstra coaching the team. It's UD. It's Haslem down there, bro. He wants a ring before he retires. I think that's kind of why that's part of why they're highly motivated. But another reason is Jimmy Butler, like you said, the guy's just playing on a different level, completely different level, and he really might get himself. If he gets a ring this year, I can't say he will, because Jokic, the way Jokic has been playing, man, like we just seen him play an incredible series, incredible. But Jimmy Butler, he's on that type of level too right now too. So if he can gather his co-stars and continue to rally up everybody to play and stuff like that, the matchup will be weird, bro. Like Jokic is going to have a field day against Miami. I'm gonna be completely honest. He might average 35-point triple-double when it's all said and done in the finals. He might, because there's no matchup already for Jokic. But Miami,
they've never seen nothing like that.
I think a lot of Miami though, why they're super effective is because they don't really like gauge to stop anybody, bro, but they just gauge to make it as difficult as possible they don't let up. So maybe that gets under Jokic's skin a little bit. If they tire him out and make him work, I can see them having an effect or whatever. But mentally,
get him into foul trouble.
Yeah, get him into foul trouble. Get him frustrated, bro. Get him frustrated.
Bam's got to attack him. Bam has to attack him early and often in the game, which that's not Bam's like MO to do, to really like attack from the get-go. But I think that should be a side game plan for them, is to attack Nikola and try to get him into foul trouble early.
Yeah. Just make him second guess everything he's trying to do. Just slow him down, even if it's for like a tenth of a second, bro. That's better than him just, you know what I mean, unconsciously making a behind the back pass, or a step back, one-legged 3-pointer over your best defender. You know what I mean? Things like that, bro. If he starts doing things like that, bro, you can just give away the LOB. But yeah, just make it as difficult as possible for them. Jamal Murray, I thought the Lakers would do a good job defending Jamal Murray. He's a bucket. He might be a problem. He might be a problem for Miami. I'm going to be completely honest. I don't see Gabe Vincent or Max Strus or Caleb
Keep Duncan Robinson away from him.
Yeah.
Keep Duncan Robinson away from him.
He's going to match up. He's going to have a lot of fun matchup hunting some of these Miami guys. I know they hang their hat on the defensive end, bro, but Jamal Murray is going to put that to the test, bro. Can you defend tough shot after tough shot? Because he's going to keep coming. He's going to keep coming. He's got that motor. Post ACL tear, Michael Porter Jr. definitely got that motor. He's not even looking to pass when he gets the basketball. Instantly looking to shoot. Can you handle getting dunked on by Aaron Gordon? I mean, I know they can, but after a 15-point run in Denver, in the Mile High City, your conditioning is not up to par because, you know, the air and things, stuff like that, things of that nature, whatever they say. Are you going to be able to take it there when the fans are screaming at you, telling you suck, throwing insults, whatever? Are you going to be able to take it then? So we're going to see how Miami has to hold up. They got that type of mentality, but if I'm giving a little finals preview, I'm thinking, I don't want to say how many games it's going to be, but I think
don't do it.
Denver. Yeah, I'm not right now. I'm taking Denver from an early forgive me, I lack of word, but
initial impression.
Yeah, there you go. Who knows, man? What if the Celtics do come back? What if they do grab 3 straight? I know you'd be mad.
Then I'm the biggest Nuggets. I'm the biggest Nuggets fan you ever seen, man.
You don't want them to get banner 18? No.
Absolutely not. And them and the Bucks have been like rivalries the last 5 years of the Eastern Conference. I can't stand them, dude.
Man.
I don't care. But I think a key matchup is Michael Porter Jr. He's gonna have so many free looks to just let it fly. Missouri alumni. I'll keep putting that out there. I'll keep putting it out there through the entire series. In Missouri alumni, but him, Bruce Brown, KCP, they're gonna have to hit their 3-pointers. Jokic and Kate, absolutely. I mean, he was in the bubble with the Lakers, doing the exact same thing. He's a championship role player. I think I'm gonna make that a new term, like a championship role player. Some role players are just better than others, and he's one of them.
Fair.
So I just think they're gonna have so many open looks with Jimmy and so many guys being thrown at Jamal at the top of the key, and then Jokic down low with switching between Bam, Kevin Love, a veteran guard, or a veteran forward, and Kevin Love. They're gonna have open looks, and they're gonna have to hit those open looks to, I don't want to say like win, because Nuggets have so many ways they can win, but I mean, to make it really difficult for the Heat to really have a chance to win, I mean, if they're hitting their shots and they're putting up points,
I'll tell you what,
unstoppable.
If they're hitting their shots, their open looks like that, I'll tell you what, the Miami Heat have no chance of winning, because like we just said, bro, this Nuggets team is just so much better, like well-rounded overall. We just said it. Miami, I'm not to discredit the Miami players right now, because they're hooping. They definitely belong in the NBA.
Greatest 8th seed of all time.
Bro, for real. But let's be real. The talent they have stacking up to Denver's roster, it's just not there. So if Denver's just on their P's and Q's, Michael Porter Jr., because he shoots them at a high clip. If he's hitting at a high rate, you said Michael Porter Jr. 4 for 7 from 3, KCP 3 for 6. Bruce Brown, he doesn't even take threes a lot. He just goes 1 for 2, and he kind of does, he does his little Swiss Army night thing. Yeah,
he attacks the rim,
gets after it. He has himself a decent game. Aaron Gordon has a decent game. All these things add up, because you know what you're going to get from Jamal and Jokic. Even if one of them is off, the other one's going to do their best to pick up the slack, and they manage. In Denver, if there's an open look, Denver, just because, like we said, they play the right brand of basketball, you will get yours. They're gonna find you, and you'll see success because of that. So that's just because of that reason, I feel like Denver, they're gonna be able to catapult themselves over Miami so many times more effectively. They'll be able to withstand more runs and stuff like that. And Miami, they're gonna tire themselves out competing with Denver pretty much. They're gonna literally use everything they have, all their basketball savviness, the mental taxing at this point in the season. You've been playing basketball for how long? Since October. That might be like half a year, 6 months, something like that. Close to. So these guys, I feel like it's just gonna be a huge mental battle, and against the Joker, who better to go against not to go against, but in his stead, he's gonna come out on top. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. I was trying to find a nice word of play on words. It ain't really hit, but I got Joker, like I said.
To put it short and sweet, what you were saying, Nuggets have more ways to win than the Miami Heat, dude, and that's just as simple as that. That doesn't mean the Miami Heat can't win. It's just everything's gonna have to go their way from them to be able to win. Last thing I'll say about the Heat versus Celtics series, though, they got a real problem. They have a real problem on their hands of what they're gonna do with Joe Mazzulla, and not as like he's the whole problem, because he's not playing on the court like the players. The players have a very important role in this debacle against the Heat, but they're definitely kicking themselves in the foot, kicking themselves right now, because I think they should have kept Ime Udoka, maybe suspending him for this year, but bringing him back next year. I think the Celtics would have been back to the finals if they still had Ime Udoka. I mean, Eric Spoelstra is just coaching circles around Joe Mazzulla. It's not even close.
The Mazzulla memes are crazy. They're talking about him not even taking timeouts and stuff like that. You know what's bad when fans on Twitter are coming at you for not taking timeouts? Like, that's just absolutely absurd.
If a fan knows when you're supposed to take a timeout, you know you're doing really something wrong.
Exactly. Man, I don't want to say it doesn't even look like the same Celtics team, but it doesn't feel like it. At least it doesn't feel like it.
It's like pre-Ime Udoka Celtics team when they had Brad Stevens in there. It's kind of what it feels like. It feels like they have all this talent, but they just don't know how to close, or they don't know how to win.
Exactly.
That's with a veteran coach, or not even a veteran coach. Ime wasn't even a veteran coach, but with like this certain mentality, completely flips the way you finish games and the way you carry yourself as a team and organization.
Man, I'm gonna be blunt when I say this. I don't know if Mazzulla's the guy for them. That might be an over-exaggeration, because
but who do you get then, Dan?
And he's been in the organization. He's been in the organization too. I think he is their best option. So they just gotta work through the difficulties or whatever. It's kind of crazy for me to say that they were the 1 seed, or they lost out on the 1 seed, Milwaukee. They
by a game.
Yeah, but still, for your first year as a head coach, and forgive me, I feel like they had a better record this year than they did last year. No, I don't know. I'm not looking, but still.
They were smoking the Bucks though. Whenever we played against them, I don't think we won a game against them. So, it's just, I just don't know who you go for. What coach is gonna make it like better? I mean, Nick Nurse is a veteran coach. He's won a championship, so maybe he'd be better. I don't think you get Doc Rivers. I think you'd stick with Joe Mazzulla at that point.
Definitely not Doc Rivers. I don't think that's in their cards. I do not.
I don't think you go for Monty Williams either.
Yeah.
I don't think Monty would be the guy for this situation either. He doesn't seem like he's really hard on the guys. Ime Udoka would go on the court before the time, as a timeout's being called, and literally go up to Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown's face, and give it to him basically.
Mm-hmm.
And Mazzulla doesn't do that.
Mazzulla, you see it in Jason Tatum's body language. It was just
doesn't have the respect.
Yeah, I mean, you're the best player on the team, yeah, for sure. But he's not even when he's missing shots or whatever. He's gonna come back to the bench, kind of on some like Carmelo Anthony-ish. I mean, no pun. Shout out to Carmelo, but yeah, if he's not getting on, and the team is losing and stuff like that, especially when the team is losing, he's not even dabbing teammates up, coming to the bench, looking sluggish, complaining after every call of the ref, just looking like a completely different player. Yeah, completely different player for sure. When Jason Tatum's off, he looks like a completely different player. But when he's on, and he's been on, they just went to the finals. They're coming off a finals appearance. That's why I'm trying my hardest not to overreact. You know what? I'm not gonna overreact. I take back. I'm doing this on air. I'm taking back all my statements. I'm retracting them because I got a lot of love for Jason Tatum. Not because I like him as a player. or I hate the organization of the Celtics, if I'm being completely honest. But I know the work he puts in and stuff like that. I know he works at his craft. They're gonna get through this. It's his team. Him and Jaylen Brown. They're gonna figure things out. They're gonna work out the kinks. Jaylen Brown, he's going through a little elbow problem right now, so that's why his shooting isn't so hot. They're gonna work through it, bro. Things happen. You were just kind of quoting what Giannis said earlier when speaking about the Lakers and the season and stuff like that. The way things end up. Michael Jordan didn't go to the finals every year, so he won 6 championships in 15 years. Those 9 years were a failure? I didn't think so.
No, but I think this is a failure for the Celtics. This was the year you had to get to the finals.
Yeah,
there was no Milwaukee. You destroyed the 76ers as you normally do. I know when it went 6 or 7 games. I can't remember, but I mean, you played the Miami Heat in the AFC. I mean, as much as respect and as we're giving it to them, 9 undrafted players. A lot of those guys haven't been to the conference finals, and you're getting swept by them. This was the year that you had to win the championship. Last year was the building year. The Warriors just had more experience. They had more Steve Kerr. Right? We get all that. The Bucks did the same thing too. Lost against the Raptors. They went to the finals. Or no, they then went to the bubble, lost to the Heat. There's growing pains, but they've gone through the growing pains, so I feel like this was the year they had to win it.
Hey,
Bucks are going to get better.
Yeah, of course. That's a part of the progression of basketball. The Celtics, they're going to progress too, a little bit too. That's a part of the journey of what I'm speaking on kind of like right now. They made the finals. That is part of the journey. Them not being able to go right back to it. Look, there's 30. At the end of the day, there's 30 teams in the league that should be trying to get to the same destination as them. The fact that they were one step away at everybody else that had dropped off this far into the race, they should be proud of themselves. I know they couldn't fully get it done, but with all that was kind of like changed up in after the conclusion of their last run and stuff like that, even from the jump, they kind of just been like the Lakers from the jump of this season, the end of last year, from the start of the Udoka stuff, and then into this season, they've kind of just been dealing with like management and stuff like that, management issues. I know they played good on the roster, but that's just because they pretty much exact same roster makeup and stuff like that. But in terms of front office and things of that nature, with Brad Stevens, Joe Mazzulla in between, they haven't had the same transition as a lot of other teams. It hasn't been as seamless, basically, is what I'm trying to say. They've had to take make some sacrifices to adjust, and in that, they haven't had the same ability to replicate their previous success. So I think it's going to come back. Just this season is a little bit of a hiccup. Things happen, slip-ups, and this is a learning experience. Getting outplayed, outworked by all these undrafted guys. I see it. It really doesn't matter what seed you are.
Coaching matters.
Yeah, coaching matters.
They're supposed to
Effort
matters.
Jason Tatum definitely knows that by now. If Coach K was coaching the Celtics, Jason Tatum would have came out the locker room every time and scored 30 in the second half. But they just don't have that the guy to get up under him like Udoka did. But when you want to be Kobe-esque like Tatum does, you don't even need that type of coach to bring it up out of you. You have to bring it up out of yourself. So it's part of the growing pains. Celtics, they're about to get kicked out. Miami, just get her done, bro. Get her done. Jimmy Butler, go secure the ring. Go secure the ring, please. Por favor. Por favor.
Eat Nuggets. We'll see you then, I guess.
Yeah.
We'll see you then. We'll make it'll be official next time we see you guys. So sorry for the Lakers. They're the victims in this whole situation. So
victims is crazy.
Celtics deserved it though. The Celtics deserved all what's happening to them. They 100% deserved it. So but that's gonna do it from me and Dan.
Yeah.
Socials, all that down below. Subscribe, you know what it is.
Yeah.
And we'll be back next time we're back. It'll be Nuggets Heat in the finals. So be pretty exciting. It's finally here.